Just make it go. Welcome to welcome to Holding Action.
You
welcome
yourself
to
off on that one.
Okay, look.
Whop whop.
The show where the chaos and combat is controlled by the rules of Dungeons and Dragons. We are
It's controlled by us, Deej.
Yeah.
That's
we control
true.
the chaos.
Actually, my buttons don't even work properly anymore. People are talking about push a button. I'm like, which button? And it turns out they all do the same thing. They confuse me. We are going to get into tonight's sesh and get it popping and or cracking and or both, depending on how events unfold. But we are now, depending on how you really want to look at it, probably a very, very definitive home stretch in regards to Holding Action as a series for the moment, including tonight 4 more episodes left before the sun sets on our intrepid adventurers. Do make sure, if you are joining us, thank yourselves for investing in your own enjoyment and entertainment. Thank you so much for investing in our success, growth, continued closure for the remainder of this campaign. Thank you for being here. It's awesome. Do make sure you're sharing tweets, putting stuff out there, letting folks know what's popping, and continuing to make sure we are setting things off the right direction. Kicking it over right away to a one miss. Kira Marie, would you please tell the people some good and awesome news in contrast to our inevitable departure in the near future?
Yes, I can do that. So I just have 5 stuck in my head. So I'm like, what you waiting for? Because 4 episodes left. But anyways,
Jamie W.
so
first.
last week we ended our charity drive, if you missed that, and the Free Forge Discord and family, between all of the games that were played in the Discord, all of the people who streamed games with incentives, or maybe you didn't have incentives, but you were still raising for the Free Forge's charity drive. We raised $7,300 for Toys for Tots. I'm going to say it again. We raised $7,300 for Toys for Tots.
Yeah, that's a lot of your guys' money making a real difference.
That is so many toys for tots that need them. So, can we do a round of applause, pat on the back for everyone
F and A, Cotton.
the Free Forge community?
F and A.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's out there for sure.
I am humbled and grateful to be a part of a community that would give that much in 2 weeks. It's so cool. So that again. Okay.
Nailed it.
That's really the biggest different announcement than the announcement I'm going to give, which is, hi, welcome. 4 episodes left of Holding Action Fridays tonight, and 3 more Fridays, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But if a week is a long ways to go between super fun games and streams. So there's also, you should come back right here where you are Wednesday at 7:30 Central Standard Time and watch Stay Alive, which is
for the
super fun. It's really, if you like your heartstrings and emotions to be torn in every direction at all times, check it out. It's a game that the person, I don't even know, is he next to me right now or above me? One of these. He created, played you should check it out. Just go check it out. That's all I have to say about that.
That is at 7:30 Wednesdays Central Standard. That is also the wonderful Miss Minikins, who's in the chat right now, who you should also go follow, by the way. Wonderful, talented, awesome, amazing streamer in her own right, but is on that particular cast as well. It maybe is a little different from Holding Action in terms of how it feels, but it is it is a good time nonetheless. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we are caught up just on the rights quick. And speaking of wonderful human beings, Ms. Minikins with a gift sub to the community, KJ with 100 bits, laughing in the face of danger, throwing the hype train and getting us started with 100 bits. Hey Fabe with 100 more. Merge with the 626. Okay, I see you. Thank you so much for those biddies. Florida Man with 300 bits. KJ with a gift sub to Get Wrecked. You miss one vowel in there, and that's a whole different sentiment. But thank you for the gift sub. Warrior with 500 bits. Get your DnDeej on. Fluid with 100. Mergs with another 300. Okay, I see you. Jammy W Thirst with 400 bits. That is 100 bits shy of true thirst, Jammy, and you know this, but I can read the intent. I see in your eyes through this camera. And Ms. Minikins with a 5-bomb to the community. Fluid with another 100, and KJ a gift sub to 7,300 G Money. I don't know where Cage finds these profiles. That literally sounds like a bot and or somebody who retired from streaming long ago because they already made all their money. To have a
DJ,
G Money
he finds them on
handle.
Twitch.
That doesn't sound right. That sounds made up.
It's grandma money. 7,300 grandma money.
Yeah,
which
the
is
inheritance.
just hard stuck together candies.
Yeah, all of them, just a bunch of Jolly Ranchers, but in the shape of numbers instead. Cage, very impressive. All right, so thank you to everybody who is supporting the show, the stream. We are pushing hard and aggressive and doing our absolute darndest to make sure that we're in position, set up, and otherwise potentially going to have the opportunity to tack on a second season to stay alive as it exists right now. So know that all of your contributions and support of the channel and platform do make a significant difference in what we're able to put together, produce, and pull together. So thank you to everybody. Unless there are additional and or further ados, I think that is all we have to cover. Yeah.
One more thing.
There's another thing.
Uno mas.
Yes. That's right, Jacky. Push the goddamn button, Deej. Smash it. Flash it. Crash it. Bash it. Dash it.
I know it's coming. And every time it still throws me off. This holding action.
Splish it.
Thank you for that level 4 hype train complete and Fluid right at the end. Cage hype troll gift sub from Fluid. I feel like I'm being conspired against. Thank you all for being with us, and to pick up right where we had left off on our last session of holding action. Elle had recently gotten married in a circumstance that she loosely described as circumstantial, but with the loss of the party's cleric, Marith, and seemingly being replaced by one of his longtime allies, Renisser, the party was ultimately making do on wrapping up loose ends and trying to push their way forward in coming to terms and tying up the last little bits of their own personal journeys and eccentric discoveries about themselves. With the remainder of their journey left in front of them largely centered around Elle's pursuits of recent information coming to light, it was revealed to Elle that some of her history, as she recalls it, as well as friends of the family and former cohorts to her parents, who in fact were long-time and well-known heroes in their own right, in fact did not maybe walk the path that Elle had originally thought that they did. With the party having dispatched or otherwise dealt with Echo's recent pursuers, recovering her father figure and soon to be legitimized and legal father through doctrine and law when they return to Torgos, the party now has a direction set out in front of them, a mysterious key, a series of cryptic visions, and items of note revealing a location once thought lost to Elle, and revealed through the notes, details, and journals of an old family friend that is no longer with us. Before setting out on the next leg of their adventure, the party decided to share a meal, all of their new friends and old friends coming together around a table for the purpose of sharing a good meal before parting and heading their own separate ways, pursuing their pursuits as needed. So, you find yourselves now inside the magnificent mansion of none other than the legendary Sproigan's Talos, sat across from a rogue of some repute, a Golden Games championship pair between you, two-time Golden Games champions,
Twice.
sat around you. Your collection of new allies and old friends finishing a toast and commending to one another's progress and path forward before you ultimately sit down to have your meal, enjoy one another's time, and all in your own pace and way eventually recline back to feel the fullness of your stomachs, provide a satiation that you haven't experienced in some time. So, party redacted. What happens next?
Did we want to talk about the business real quick before we really get going? The tea business, not Tea Nostra.
We've got a few things to get ironed out still,
Okay.
but I think it'll be lucrative.
Okay.
Putting a plan together, yeah. I mean, I think me and Renisser have some good ideas. We're bouncing back and forth. I'm interested in seeing where this goes. Still, yeah. There's something there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm given to understand that myself and it's Andy, right? And you now see General Andreas lean back, hands folded gently across the top of his stomach, quietly looking back and forth at everybody. Yes. My daughter is going to investigate some additional manners far away. I have to report for an audience with the Queen. Mr. Talos, is there perhaps something I could wear befitting an audience with such royalty? And you see Sproigan's kind of lean forward to the table, steepling his fingers. She's not that fancy. You're gonna be fine. Hera lets out a little bit of a giggle before dropping her feet, and through some form of measured instinct begins taking plates from the table, only to have them intercepted by these small spectral servants going through the process of cleaning up in advance as Sproigan's leans further back in his chair.
Do you have to pay? Do you pay these? The
Oh no. They're good with spoons. And they're very reliable when you don't think that they need to be.
Like
But
when you're going to the
no.
bathroom?
Like once that happened. But the point is, no, these are servants conjured by magic, obviously, and just sort of they help out around here.
They have their own free will and they just do whatever they want.
Well, yeah, basically. I mean, until I tell them to do something, and then not as much.
Oh, that's.
Can
Yeah.
I make these? Do I have that power?
Maybe someday I can show you how if you're interested in gaining that kind of knowledge after you've handled whatever business you need to put behind you.
This is
Probably
just-
not something for the present. It's rather advanced, but yeah, sometimes I get away and I.
Do you like have a school or something? Because like I just feel like I could learn so much from you.
Well, I did for a time. Not as much anymore, but I did. And that too is something we could probably discuss and explore. Elle, there's probably some things I could teach you that might not have been as overt as I could have been about, sure. But it's not my fault. Your mother threatened me, sort of. A little bit of threatening.
Yeah, that checks out.
In any case.
I mean, Mom, you would do that. Side-eyed.
And she's sitting back down, throws her feet back up on the table, these boots landing cross-legged on top of it. When you have your own kids, you'll understand. We did the best that we could, trying to protect you.
I know.
Your father used to be engaged, actually.
To who? Y'all keep
It's-
saying this. Who is it to?
It's a complicated story.
Okay.
Look,
I like it as a mystery, personally. You just make up your own stories in your own head about who or what you used to be engaged to.
you see Spriggans kind of lean up in his chair. He gets it.
Hmm?
So, what do the rest of you have to attend to?
Attend to this wine. Hey-oh. Fill my cup, little magic man.
And the Regnons continue to come around and ultimately top all of you off, looking to add excess food to all of your plates, well and above what you could likely consume in a single sitting, especially considering this now is a very wide assortment of meats and a very hefty helping of leeks, all of which are prepared in a wide variety of methods, though none of them inherently more appetizing than the last. What is everyone doing now?
I got enough supplies, I think, to last us for the trip, so I don't think we have anything else to do.
Spriggan stands up quick and abruptly. I left something in the tavern. I'm gonna go grab... Hera, would you mind helping me real quick? And she crosses her arms. No, go get it. What?
I think he wants to talk to you about something.
Oh. She stands up, pulls a dagger out of her sheath on her waist and begins sort of twirling it in her fingers nervously. This wildly dangerous yet seemingly entirely controlled tick, as you see her face ultimately flushed with thought and consideration as she begins to follow Spriggans out towards the main entryway.
You know, those kind of things that she's always done make a lot more sense. Like, who just does that? Makes sense.
Was she threatening
Does that
your
mean-
dad?
No, she's
Felt
just...
like she was threatening me. She's so good at that. I felt like that was just a courtesy to the room.
I mean, I think she would just accidentally kill people. Like, she'd probably just be like, ooh, let's just be friends, and then accidentally go, "Wee." Accidentally on purpose, you know?
Oh, yeah, like you do.
Like you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Like
she's
they-
so good at killing when she's even trying not to kill someone. It
Yeah.
just...
Try to knock them out, instead just
And then their
Kill
brain
them.
explodes. Yeah, that sounds like
Things
something
happen.
she might...
things
Yeah,
happen.
I can
Does
picture
this
it.
mean I'm a Talos now? This is just screwing up my identity.
Oh my god, that would be really funny if, like,
you can just
you're
be
like
whatever you
Illyrial
want to be.
Talos, but then your husband is still Atlas Siofra. Like,
Nope, I'm keeping Siofra. My name's Illyrial
Illyrial-
Talos. But you can call me L? No.
well, what's your mom's last name? She didn't tell us.
I don't know that.
Yeah, no,
It's
I mean, we
Siofra.
got a
They're
lot of
Siofras.
info. Yeah. Maybe that's where Siofra comes from. I don't know. Anyway.
Are you guys ready to do random things and discover things that are new and adventurous? Party of mine?
Would Meredith have said yes just outright, or
Probably.
would he have asked you any questions, or?
I don't know.
I mean, he didn't really ever ask any questions outside of like, are you sure you want to bring that small of a sword? Are you gonna wear
I
those
have a
pants?
battle axe. I like my
think-
pants.
I think the only question he'd really have is, are you sure you're ready to find out what you're about to find out? And Elle would say, we're going anyway.
I'm
It
gonna
doesn't matter.
do it anyway.
Right. And then Meredith would be like, let's go. And then he would lead the charge. I feel like that's what he would do.
Shit. Well, I would
Well-
do the same thing. I'm good. For
Atlas slaps his knees and stands up quickly. If you're ready to find out what you're ready for, then you're ready.
Yeah, we're rooting and tooting for a scootin'.
Yes.
I'm cooting and
He's-
splish and splashing for
Nope, absolutely not. Nope, just nope.
I think I'm gonna go find my parents. You guys have fun with that.
Yeah, he's
you're
better
just-
at a lot of that than I am, clearly already.
Get your stuff together. Okay.
Is that
I'm
you
gonna go
saying
find my
our physical
parents.
things or ourselves? Like, get your shit together.
Both. Let's
Both.
be
Okay.
honest. It's both.
Clearly
Okay.
both.
both is good. I'll go back up to the room and I'm gonna quick clean all my armor and then pack up my stuff. I'm just gonna
Okay.
prestidigitation clean, but leaving Andy, I want to make sure my outfit is spick and span, clean, perfect as I leave for the
Okay.
mission.
So, as both of you segue out through the exit of the magnificent mansion, Echo beginning to move towards the back of the tavern to ultimately hit the staircase upward, and Elle on the hunt looking to gather information or whereabouts of her now absent parents for the moment. You come out to see Sporgan's actually just leaning up against the bar, sipping out of a drink. Hera not immediately around. Quickly turns back to look at you. Are you ready? Or
Yes. Where's mom?
oh, she's just upstairs grabbing a few last things.
Okay.
Are you all right?
Yes. I kind of feel like I'm gonna throw up, but totally fine.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to do this? You could just come with us
Yes.
to Torgos, and we'll try to provide some answers and show you some things. And I'm sure with your brains, I don't know even where you
I
got
do have
them
good
from.
brains. I think it's a little bit of both of you, but minus doing the thing and then doing the stabbing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do the mechanical thing. Of the puzzles.
When I was your age, maybe just a little bit older, I went out looking for answers to some of my questions. I had people tell me what I was supposed to do and where I was supposed to go, and I found out that none of what I thought was true. And then I had to figure out what that meant. I met your grandpa, both of them, technically. Yeah. And found a little bit of myself through that process, It was difficult to care about things before then because everything was so temporary. And then your mother came along and things became permanent. And then you came along and life was over. I'm
Rude.
kidding.
I know.
I understand why you feel the need to do what you're going to do, but I just want to make sure that you understand that it's not going to be easy to...
I'm scared, you know. And I mean, you guys, obviously, now knowing exactly who you are, have gone through a lot of stuff, and I know why you've always kept me safe and why this is scary. But I know I'm not alone. I've got my friends, and we can do the thing.
Well,
Yeah?
there's parts you still don't completely understand. I'm still trying to figure myself out. That's a never-ending process, Elle. But you were so curious when you were young.
Just when I was young.
That's a fair point.
I mean, like, right now, I want to ask, like, 1,000 questions, but it kind of feels like it's difficult for you guys. And I also don't... I think I'll understand it better if I find it for myself. Otherwise, you guys would have told me already.
Well,
Which also
I'll
makes
say
all of this
we
feel
were
icky and scary.
well, we were very scared for different reasons. And when you got hurt when you were young, we didn't know what to do. In many ways, your brilliant mind did more than we ever could to help bring you back from a bad situation. Unfortunately, at this point, the details of they're lost along with a very good friend of ours.
Like, T had more details?
She helped us at a great cost to herself. It turns out all the royalty or influence you can pull doesn't necessarily give you snap of a finger. And back when I had the snap of a finger that I could do with what I wanted, things came up and circumstances made it difficult, and that was taken away from me. I had the magic to restore life just by wishing it was so.
I met a girl like that.
It's a pretty rare gift, but I lost it. I lost it bringing your mother back. And I'd do it again. Because it gave us you. And you're an excellent dishwasher, Elle.
Thanks, Dad. Also really good at sweeping.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to discount any of the chores that you really
I have a
nailed.
mop now that can clean for me.
You're already ahead of the curve then, aren't you, sweetie?
Right? And I can ride it as a flying thing.
Oh, no. Well, look, I am very scared. But I trust you. More than me at your age, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, let's not agree so readily there, okay? Let's settle down.
I mean, we all know who you are, Dad. Like, I don't mean
you
like
didn't
being
until
Sprigans. I mean, just,
hours ago.
I don't mean just who you are as like the big old Sprigans, whatever. I mean like we know you, even as Bellic. Yeah, we would trust me more.
That's fair.
At my age.
That's fair.
Yeah, right?
And as you are having this sort of final exchange, you see Hera coming down the stairs, this slight squish with each step as you see these moist footprints left behind for a brief moment as she arrives down on the tavern floor, now donning this crimson and black armor. Highly detailed, extremely fancy. Yeah, get your own.
Mama, you fancy.
She's going
Where
through
can
the
I get something
process
like that?
of that's also a complicated story.
After I go to this cave, okay, we're gonna have to have just story time. The actual stories. Alright? Because, I mean, okay, Dad, you can do some
Yeah.
of your flair. But, like, some of it. I want to actually know some of the truth as well.
All right.
Because that one time that you were describing with the big wormy thing, and like, was it really that big? Was it?
Yeah, it was huge. Okay?
I don't know.
I gave birth at one point. It's different. It's complicated. That's also complicated. I don't know if we have a lot of time for some of these stories, but
All right.
the point is, and Hera sort of puts her hand in front of Spriggan's chest and pushes him back out of the way. Sweetie, the point is, we're both scared. Not because you're not capable or smart, but it's because you're capable and smart. You're going to work your way into situations that people haven't been in before. You're going to find places that people haven't found. You're going to get into things and have questions that people haven't asked. But I have every faith that you'll succeed.
Me too. Because I've had you guys.
I love you, Al.
I love you too. It's gonna be
Hera
fine.
moves in to give you a hug, and Spriggan turns to the bar, finishes the drink, sets the cup down on the countertop. All right. Also, Al, just so you're aware, I love you very deeply. You know that.
I love you too.
I'm going to mess with your husband a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't kill him.
Why would I kill him?
That's just the line, you know? Or maim. I'd appreciate no maiming. You know, things happen. My bar is low. I'm just telling you what it is.
I won't do anything that you can't reasonably recover from in a very short period of time with my assistance.
I'll take it.
There's still a highly volatile spell that I want to practice and work with, and it's been... Anyways, so...
Please don't traumatize him. I do want to possibly go sailing with him sometime, and I want to be able to be sure that he can get me there safely.
I could turn him into a boat.
No.
Okay.
Very smart, but no. I'd like to have conversations with a person and not a ship. That would feel weird.
Sure. Whatever.
Sounds like Carts 3.
Not being a lot of fun, but that's fine.
I mean, I hope that you guys tease him and stuff like that. He's got to get used to the family somehow if he wanted to be in this family of convenience. He's
Yeah. Exactly.
got to earn it. You know? Just don't want him to die.
That seems reasonable. I
Or
can
lose
abide by that.
limbs.
Probably that too. I've grown more back than I've taken off in my time, so.
That's fair. That's weird, but fair.
I was gonna say, is that fair?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I tend to just agree with things with them because, like, the stuff they say,
Yeah.
I also believe all of it.
So,
Yeah.
Is this goodbye for now? You and your band of rapscallions off to adventure?
Yes. Me and my party are going off on an adventure, and we're gonna learn things.
You don't know the half.
And then I will
Adele.
see you soon.
I'll send you a message.
I can send you one too.
All right. From far away?
Yeah.
All right. Taken after her old man. And you see him sort of look glibly at Hera, who smacks him in the chest again before walking by, gives you one more hug and kisses you on the cheek. I'm not going to mess with your husband. I'm not going to mess with anybody. We have a lot of work to do, and it's going to be a full-time job keeping your father on task.
Yeah.
I love you, sweetie.
I like your armor.
Yeah.
I love you too, Mom.
Pretty nice. All right. If you need anything, you're on your own.
Okay. I am okay with that. It's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Are you sure?
I don't think I am on my own.
That's probably the right answer. And she begins twirling her dagger again as she walks back towards the entrance to the magnificent mansion. The door opens, second and a half or so goes by, and you hear this horrid scream from Hera. Sprite!
Got him.
And that's when you see Sprogans turn to you. Elle, if you'll excuse me, I have to go somewhere else. I love you. Leans
I love you
in
too.
and leans in and gives you a kiss on the cheek. Don't kill anything. But if you do, make sure it's dead. Trust me. And he quickly segues towards the staircase, beginning to move upstairs. Moments later, Hera coming out looking, you see her eyes traipsing across the ground before settling on some indicator that's nearly invisible and begins moving upstairs as well. Atlas and General Andres funnel out. What's the deal with the weird
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right.
There's a different
Anyway.
Probably
one?
something to do with my dad.
I like him. Well, I think we're all packed up and ready to go on our account. The prince is still reading some book, kept to himself for the most part. I think he's working through some things.
Okay.
Well,
Do we need to help him out?
I don't know. He seemed very in his own world.
Okay.
Does my wife need anything?
I would like you to have a safe trip. I hope all of your paperwork for being registered goes well. And I'm sorry for everything you're gonna have to go through hanging out with my dad.
Oh, no. We're getting on fine. He's great. He's
Mhm.
already talked to me, said we're going to be fast friends on this trip.
Yep. Pat, pat, pat. It'll be okay.
All right. General Andres now is wearing a sort of regal robe, something that's overly elaborate and fancy, probably gaudy, the borderline of jewels and sort of adornments that make him seem extremely fancy by comparison to his otherwise tattered wares. His hair now super slicked back, seemingly wetted or oiled to some extent, and otherwise looking ready for court, but not probably as a soldier. Atlas comes in quickly to reciprocate your hug and awkwardly kind of squeezes around you. Elle gives you this soft pat on the back. Well, I'll see you. I'll see you in Torgos, and then we'll figure things out from there.
Yes, we will. It'll be great.
Eventually,
Safe travels, honey bunny.
Hera and Spriggan's come back down, and Spriggan walks up to the small collection of you. I've had it revealed to me that I'm a ne'er-do-well, and I would like to apologize all of you for my actions, any inconvenience that they may have caused. You see Hera nod, and you see this slight little flicker of finger magic taking place as this whisper wafts forward. His mouth no longer moving. I'm not really sorry. It was fun. So, we're ready to go. I hope you have a safe trip.
You too as well.
Echo, please keep an eye on her, yeah?
Like, keep an eye on her, or just like keep an eye on her, or just keep an eye on her.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with both. You see this magical ring begin to emit out from Spriggan's form, quickly shifting these runes in the air, these discs forming directly in front of him as he snatches these arcane letters from the air around him, eventually creating these rotating discs. A large blue ring circling around Spriggan's and Hera before you see him beckon forth Andres and Atlas. Atlas sort of saunters through the ring with a half confidence before reaching the inside and realizing it's not going to explode or immediately damage him in any meaningful way, and loosens up once inside the ring. Andres turns to look at you, Echo, and good daughter. If
Dad?
you find yourself in a dangerous situation, make sure to keep your armor clean. If you're going to die, do so with honor. And kill whatever it is that is going to kill you. No true honorable death is had alone. I think. I'm working through some things myself. How do I look?
You look, and I'm gonna like start adjusting and trying to as quickly, easily, not sneakily, but remove some of the ostentatious jewels that are very not Andreas from this.
Okay.
Trying to make it
Sure.
a little more subdued.
So snapping off some of the tethered adornments and small accessories that seem maybe out of character for Andres or anybody maybe in a general's
not
position.
Yeah.
Ultimately, he's taken aback. Something more understated, you think, then? Okay. Yeah, this
I
is
mean,
fine.
that just seems more you.
Well, we are who we are we not, Ellie?
We are.
Yes.
It's just, you know, you're not usually such a flashy person, and I didn't.
Well, someone recently revealed to me that there are a number of ways to move through life. Some successful in one avenue, or less successful in others. Do not die, my daughter.
That would be very silly of me. I just, you know, spent so long making sure you didn't for me to just then.
Well, if it is of any consolation, I do not intend to die either, so.
Good, because otherwise that was a big waste of my time if you intended to.
I would not disrespect your efforts with such a paltry offering in return. No, of course not. I will promise you at least 8 months of life. Depending on where I am dispatched and stationed following my return to command.
I hope that is just heading home to Jules Bar then.
Well,
I hear they have like a really good lasagna place, and I don't remember how good it was, but I've heard.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. There's a number of fine cuisines. I'll have to see if Dallas Flats' Noodles is still an offering somewhere around there.
That's where I heard it from. That's where yeah.
Interesting. I will save some for you as well.
Thanks, Dad. Father? That sounds... No, I don't like that. Can I just...
General Father, maybe. We'll acclimate slowly.
Papa Andy... no, you know what? I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
As he leans in to give you this very stilted hug, you hear the jangle of some of the coins and adornments that still sort of hang from the tasseled fabric he's wearing. As he begins to separate, you hear this rhythmic and fast thudding and pounding as Marcus steps out of the door, quickly followed by Colt, who's rushing to put a sock and shoe on. That wasn't even fair! And Marcus, I didn't make you wager. That was of your own accord. And begins stepping forward as you see Spriggan's holding these 2 blue rings directly in front of him. I think I know what happened there. Okay, sure, all right. Ellie, sorry.
How wet are Colt's shoes?
He's only wearing one, so he was just in the process of putting back his sock, putting his sock back on, which does appear to be wet. Mm-hmm. Marcus, with a little bit of a nose in the air kind of stance as he steps inside the ring that Spriggan's is holding. I mean, how was I supposed to know? There's no way to tell. This clean nose that he was gonna. It's fine.
What'd you lose?
Look, he's a little more tricky than you'd think. Okay, I thought he'd be, all uptight and here's my sword and check out my shield and bring me a food plate. I don't know what he does. He lives in a castle his whole damn life. And...
I mean, yeah, but he also lived in a castle with a thing that pooped everywhere.
Yeah, that didn't come up, but as it turns out, he's also surprisingly quick. Anyway.
What were you doing? Were you pickpocketing people?
No. He did. I'm out of practice, okay? You turned me away from this life that I used to know. I haven't had an opportunity. Anyway. Look, I've said goodbye to you 3 or 4 times in the last 3 or 4 weeks, and each time hasn't gotten any easier, so... And last time, hey, chance encounter. Maybe not exactly as I would have wanted, but,
Nope. No, yeah, that definitely wasn't, but... I'll see you at home?
Yeah. Have lamb ready to go, and a little pork chop and some. See if I can't cook up some steaks. Maybe I'll do like a little fricassee and. Yeah.
can you just make sure, because you just named like a lot of different, meats, to also make something to go with the meat. So like you were, lamb chop and steak and chicken,
Yeah.
but like also make sure to make some like potatoes or broccoli to go with it.
Oh yeah, I've actually got a lot of ideas. This whole leak adventure that we've been on since spending time inside Sprogans' magic house, it's really put me onto some new exploration avenues.
Okay. I mean, I am down to try
Yeah.
whatever something new you bring to me.
Well, I have it ready to go. I'll just
I'll let
eat
you know.
like a king for the next few nights, waiting for you to stumble through that door, missing the love and warmth of your brave, handsome man. I might be shirtless, I might not be. I might be covered in meats that are deliciously seasoned. I might not be. Depends
Can
on
I
if you
ask
come
that
in
would
during
not
lunch.
be the case? I'm good with the other ones, but can I ask that one
Well,
not
look,
be
when
the
you're gone, how I spend my time is my business, okay?
Right. No, that's fair. I'm gonna give you warning when I'm coming home though, so that like we can have like a warm meal, and I just would prefer you not be covered in the meats from that meal.
Fair enough. In any
Also,
event,
I've heard if you put raw meat on your nipples, it could give you a rash.
That.
well, hadn't happened yet. All right. So,
Is she okay?
I'll just plan on seeing you soon then.
Too much information, that's all.
I gotta go buy a new pair of shoes.
I mean, I'd keep those because if you and I go out again, you might want to have a pair that.
Well, I've only got the one now, so.
Okay. So yeah, you do need a new pair. Good. Where'd your other shoe go?
I don't know. Some bald little ghost took it.
Did it look like the Queen kind of, or like Walker?
No.
Or you didn't meet Walker? It was just some weird little ghost.
It was bald, like had a pointy nose a little bit, and it had like some elongated ear. It's difficult to describe, but I only
haven't
saw it
seen
for a
that
minute.
one.
It's extremely fast.
I haven't seen that one.
Well, just as well. If you did, maybe you'd have one shoe left. So,
Just go buy yourself some new shoes. Get
yeah, that's what I said I'm gonna do.
nicer.
I'm gonna go get some shoes.
Good. Get some shoes.
I can handle
need new
my
shoes?
arrangements.
Get money for it?
Yeah, he's got money for it.
I mean, he just said the prince pickpocketed him.
Not of my money.
He has avenues of money at home. He's not
All right, that's
great.
enough.
Hey, if you have money, there's a good business opportunity that I could talk to you about, maybe interest you in startup.
I know that usually
Atlas
that
kind of
guy-
chirps
Talk
up
about
from
it.
behind Spriggans. And, yeah, I'm happy to fill you in. All the details you need to know. And he's already making, in what appears to be a newly formed mug, not the same one from previous, like this round, distended, bulbous cup, kind of beginning to, again, diffuse some more tea into this barely sealed container. Yeah. Me and Renisser, we got like a good thing going. I think we got a business opportunity, maybe.
Quite lucrative. Mr. Talos, too, if you're with your celebrity status, you could really help us kind of take off in the right direction. Kind
and
of
that's your son-in-law's business.
Right. Get us from the ground floor to the upper level within an instant. Can you imagine the marketing?
I love you. I can. That's sort of my thing.
Town criers would be going nuts.
And Colt,
Not the
I
one
know
you
that
talked to
like,
about
is-
investing money. The money's with my mom.
Colt, I'm going to
And she'll
leave
say
you
no.
here. And he
Colt, that line. I know we've used that line, but like, no,
Leans
it's a
in
real
and-
business that's legit, and we should invest in.
Leans in and gives you a kiss on the cheek. I guess that's my ride. I'll
I'll lean in to like actually get a kiss as opposed to the cheek kiss.
Okay.
And I'll have Tidbit in my arms and he'll wave to my family. Or to everybody. Bye-bye.
As Colt quickly does the half jog skip into the glowing blue ring around Spriggan's and Hera, the two runic discs of arcane symbols floating in small circles directly in front of Spriggan's. Is that everyone? Everybody kind of looks at each other. You see Hera stick her hands out. Come on. And with varying degrees of interest and excitement, they all begin to take hands before closing around Spriggan's in the center. Spriggan stares at you, Elle. Grabs the top of one of the runic discs and immediately spins it. And you see the ring begin to rise up into the air before crashing down around their collective form, leaving this push of purple smoke that seems to flatten out along the floor, dissipating away in this ever-expanding ring before disappearing entirely. Leaving the three of you now in the bar.
My dad's magic is so cool. He could have been showing me this stuff all along. That was rad.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
Cool stuff. I really hope he teaches me because, like,
You
I didn't
don't.
know you could do that kind of stuff with that magic.
But if you learn how to make a house like that, do you think it's always the same house? Like everybody that knows that magic makes the same house? Like that's what you get out of your magic catalog is like this one pre-built like magic house, or you get to design it yourself?
I don't know.
I would say that house. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I don't know for sure, but I don't feel like that's the type of house, that like ever would.
That house is so much my dad.
Would all
Like,
of the
do you see those little ghost
have,
guys?
Yeah, but they have like half of them had the queen face, right? I don't think that would be the thing for every. I don't think the queen would condone that for everyone.
I just had a dynamic idea. Okay, so Alice and I have been talking about this business since an hour ago.
Yeah.
And now, what if we found someone that could do this kind of magic? Echo, maybe it's you, or maybe it's somebody else that we also bring in on the ground floor. Potentially, it could be you. And it's a pop-up tea shop, right? And it's just housed in this magic house. We just have all the little magic creatures making the tea, and it's non-stop tea. And people come in and buy their tea and leave with all the tea that they buy. I don't know how any of this stuff works, but it's a traveling magic tea house. Get splished.
We are trying to make splished happen. Yeah, okay.
That's our tagline. That's what we're going with. Get splished.
Well, when you talk to my dad and have him teach you the spell and all that kind of stuff, he can tell you how often you can change things, because you could change things by seasonal and like have the little ghost people look like different things, get different costumes and whatnot.
This is blowing my mind. I need you to, if this is something that you're serious about, I would like to have you invest in more than just your money. Okay, think of it as a growth opportunity for you and your brand, right? So
are you asking me or her?
Either. Both. I don't care. Both of you are probably super rich. Having your dad.
Okay. I do have all of our money, but
wait, did Meredith have money?
I mean, I took it.
Can I have some of it? I don't have.
Yeah,
I don't have a lot of money. How much money did you give me?
I don't know.
All right. Cool. Tight.
Whatever.
A Meredith amount. Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Amount. I hadn't stashed it yet in the random pockets I have all over, so it's in this easy little bag. I haven't counted it.
We should discuss this before Let's all let it marinate.
I need to try the tea first. You guys are selling a product, and I haven't even tried the product yet. Okay.
I didn't even ask him to leave tea. We'll shelve it for now. We've got more
I'm gonna
important
put on
business.
my ostentatious helmet.
Okay. And what is it you're looking to do with the helmet?
Y'all want to come with me on an adventure to some fantastical fairyland, storyland cave?
Pardon my Kadeshi, but fuck yes.
Let's do this thing! And
Okay.
I will teleport to the place that I think is where the drawing in the map X marks the spot in the northern part of the map.
Okay.
Glacies Mountains, where the little dwarven statues are.
So, as you begin to generate the runes yourself, similar to, but still inherently and clearly distinct from Spriggan's innate bardic magic, the helm providing you these runes that begin popping out through your eye line before ultimately surrounding your small collective, looking to push you towards your next waypoint, something to bring you forward. The ring itself continues to expand before eventually collapsing around you as you find yourself stretched and elongated across this long expanse of arcane components, runes, symbols, and a number of visual effects flying by you as the coalescence of magic carries you across a great distance on the plane. And as you arrive, you find yourself in the dark. Echo and Elle, I believe, can see in this particular lighting. Renaissar, however, hindered by such substantial darkness. However, it appears as if you are now surrounded by a connection of cave works. Some kind of long, decayed, eroded, but still open cavernous area. Directly in front of you, a large flat wall made of this darkened stone. A wall that seems vaguely familiar to you, Elle. Not that long ago, the tickle in the back of your mind, a brief memory of something that had been flighty and rewritten through your chopped and orchestrated history, and the way that you attempt to recall or understand the world around you. A visitor, when you stopped at a barn, took you somewhere else. Requested assistance in trying to have you look at some runes on a wall to make a deciphering message more clear. And you find yourself looking at a strangely familiar wall in its stead. Your once ally or family friend Herexith. A brief and faded reference to a moment in time where you left the party just behind you, now sees you with a new party all collected together, but without said ally in tow. As you approach and are near this wall, it is slightly different this time. The runic symbols that you see have a soft red glow to them.
And what do they say now?
You're still not able to immediately decipher any of them. Many of them are badly damaged. Many of them appear to be perhaps unfinished. You do recognize some of the characters to be dwarven. though they do not immediately spell out anything that makes sense to you. There's a reference to something called the Scarbers. There's a reference to the name Soulhammer. There's a few different components that you're not readily able to place, and it's not written out as a story as much as a series of tags that seem to be outlined, and of the ones that you can make out, none of them really ping on anything that immediately rings an alarm bell to you.
But as far as I can tell, this is the exact same wall that Herexith took me to.
As far as your memory serves, yeah.
Okay.
What would you all like to do?
Can you guys see this stuff? Does it look red to you?
In Halfling, Renaissance says, "A good goddamn, it's dark as shit."
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm sorry, I can't see a whole lot of anything.
Oh, I'll take out a torch and light it. Here you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
That works. I don't
So,
speak this. That your dwarvish buddy was Kavini.
oh, sad feelings. Pushing it down into my box.
Or and Renaissance, you don't read dwarvish, I take it.
Do you know
No.
Dwarvish?
Okay.
Well, it mentions Soulhammer and Scarboros. Is that what you said?
Scarber.
Scarber. And some other things, but it's not finished. But do you remember Echo, that place with all of the zombie people, and then the girl with the wish, but like I disappeared for a little bit? Because my family's friend took me to a place.
When with the creepy little Daphne?
Yeah! He took
Yeah.
me here.
Are you sure? Listen, I don't want to butt in, but the name Daphne doesn't sound like it could be by anybody creepy. That's it.
Oh no, she was creepy.
It was creepy.
She was creepy. I mean,
She
she was
ended up
nice.
being very, very nice and totally good, but it seemed very odd. Everybody was undead except for her, like, grandpa, I think? And he looked all shady, and she was, like, pristine. It was odd. Anyways, he took me here, only this message is different from the message that I saw before, and this is Dwarven. Before it wasn't Dwarven, it was something else. And it's not complete, so I don't know what that's about, but here it is. I just needed to share that with someone. I don't know what to do with it.
Are you wearing Tidbit, or is he being free to roam around?
Free to roam around.
Okay.
He would have been backpacking.
So, shortly after arriving, and especially as you begin to move closer to the wall, you feel Tidbit begin to slide down your frame before hearing the metal plate of his feet land on the ground. Ultimately, slowly approaching the wall, tapping it with his finger before turning back to look at you, the eyes slightly narrowing. Renaissance, with the dancing torchlight now within this cavernous area, you are able to see these two small luminant blue dots. Tidbit closing and squinting one eye, tapping on the door again. Al. Home.
Okay.
Turns
And
and
it's
begins
a-
looking at the door again.
It's a door?
Or the wall, the cutout. It's cut into the cave wall itself, so it's almost as if it's nested within the rock face.
I'm gonna investigate the thing that he's poking at and see if I can open something. I'm gonna
What
poke where he pokes.
specifically are you trying to investigate?
Well, he's tapping on something. I'm gonna see if there's something to poke at.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Poke check.
Yeah, make
check.
a poke check. Are you proficient in poke?
Yes.
That sounds like
I
a
am
much worse
That's
rolling for
dejamatized.
bedroomize. It's a
Mm.
more direct.
Yeah,
poke
make a
check.
poke
I
check.
am a child of finger guns. We touch rocks. So poking is an automatic proficiency. Okay.
Mhm.
I actually think that's factual. That's hashtag facts.
Yeah.
It's canon.
Also 27.
Holy fuck! Touched the shit out of that rock.
My
Okay,
investigation is like up here.
gotcha.
And then
That
you're
is
proficient because
that is pretty high. All
of
right.
the finger guns.
So as you begin examining this wall, running your fingers along some of the various locations where it meets the more organic cave wall, this structure is clearly almost rolled over. Years of buildup, deposits, shifting, erosion, a combination therein, almost as if the cave wall over a long period of time has grown around this wall put in place and constructed here. The runes become no clearer. You feel and find no gaps in between this wall and the cave rock that seems to have surrounded and ultimately buried it. But there is a series of slits within this wall that stand out to you. Two separate ones, specifically looking to be small X's, inlets. But one of them specifically also matching that unique and oddly shaped wood key coated in metal. Putting it
Take out
in
that key. Yeah.
does not immediately cause any reaction. There's this lull, this definitive softness for a brief moment. And you see all of the runes on the wall begin to glow a very bright red. Tidbit begins tapping at it again. Home. Home. Continuing to tap almost incessantly, the beak of a bird trying to crack a nut as you see Tidbit rattling his finger across the face of it. The key itself is ejected, spit out from some small propulsive force as it hits and lands on the ground before you see this arcane line begin to stretch from the middle of the small lock mechanism up to the ceiling, down to the floor. And as this now separating and dividing door seems to reveal itself, the cave wall surrounding it is clearly grown in to the extent that it is inhibiting an otherwise mechanical function as you see portions of this rock wall snap, break, and crumble as it continues to open in front of you. It ultimately stops after just a couple feet of being open. The mechanism in place, the grinding of gears quickly locking down. This grinding before ultimately the rock stops moving altogether. The flashing of the red runes stops as directly beyond the now open passage, you see a series of structures. Slightly illuminated, even. The interior of this hideaway presented with a large dwarven statue. Fires that run from the entryway that you just found before lighting a number of sconces on the way up towards a large stone entrance. The entirety of the area trimmed in red metal and sealed off from the world around you. But a city lies beyond the hidden wall. What would you all like to do?
I'm gonna kneel down and pick up the key and pocket it again. And then, like, walk towards the passage door that opened and, like, not cross over and, like, crouch down next to Tidbit and be like, yeah. I knew it was real.
Like a shut-in hermit staring out across the ocean on a beach for the first time, you see Tidbit almost taking in the surroundings in a way that you probably haven't seen before. He begins looking around. You see the legs quickly raise up as he comes to eye level. Al. Where do we go? You see this flash of red arcane energy arc across the outside of his cheek, dancing across his shoulder before falling to the ground. Al?
Tidbit?
Al? Tidbit is scared. But Tidbit is home. And without saying anything else, turns and slowly begins walking, continuing to look up at the massive structures that now surround the immediate interior of this hideaway. What are the rest of you doing?
I, while very comfortable with Tidbit at this point, but obviously still not super comfy with everything the stone has created and caused, I'm going to be very... Why does Tidbit now know so many... where are we and why is it teaching Tidbit all the words? Why is Tidbit talking in sentences? And, not scared of Tidbit, but scared of everything.
As a juxtaposition to Tidbit's unusual behavior for this moment, Elle, you actually find yourself slightly muddled. Your thoughts maybe a little more mixed than usual. Your mind not slipping or inhibited, but filled with this unusual swirling of thought that mixes with imagery that makes it difficult to settle in on exactly what it is you want to articulate in response, causing you to think for a brief moment before actually being able to respond.
So I'm a little scared.
What do you want me
I
to
say
do?
that legitimately out loud. So that's new. But I still have this urge to go forward. Elle does. And she grabs on and just, takes a step forward. Is it gonna explode if I walk through the door? Is that what's gonna happen? And, honestly, guys, I don't know what to do except for walk forward.
Tidbit turns around after your first step and sticks his hand out. Al is also
Okay.
Were you
and
born here?
tries to
No.
usher you forward.
Did you find
This is fine.
Did you find your friend here?
I made him
But
at that place we were just at.
Oh, but not here.
I guess you don't know anything.
No.
Just-
So hi, Renaissance.
You don't have to. You don't have to give.
My name's Illyriel
Hi.
Siofra. You can
Hi,
call me
nice-
El.
Yeah, nice to super meet you.
Nice to super meet you. We knew each other when you were several doppelgangers. Time rewrote itself. Don't worry about it. Oh, not doppelgangers. I'm sort of a doppelganger. I meant
Like
simulacrum.
a simulacrum.
Yeah, you had several simulacrums. Your safety net or whatever that you were putting together before you went into the cave. Not sure if you did it in this timeline. Totally fine. Don't worry about it. I knew a lot of you. So I think of you as like a close friend. I am
That's
a
very
changeling.
sweet of you to say.
And then I'll like changeling, like fade in and fade out, like color bleed to gray and white hair, and then color bleed back. What up?
Saturation off, on.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was hurt really bad. Because I was a changeling. And my parents said to come here to learn about stuff. So that's the catch up. I made Tidbit when I was a little girl because my parents kept me inside because of when I was hurt really bad. But apparently now we're home. In this city of stars that's from a fairy tale.
I mean, does it feel like it's home? Like, do you have a sense that you are actually home?
No. It feels... Honestly, my brain feels kind of like when you have a cold and, like, thinking is hard. But, like, I've always wanted to come to the city, and it's exactly how I thought it would be. Like, it looks the way that it is, and apparently I've been here before. I wouldn't call this my home, but I don't know what to think about it, so I'm gonna just keep...
El, remember back at your house, but like a while ago when we were there, and then there was the thing in your, like, you drank the thing and then your bones, we could see your bones through your skin. Renaissance is gonna sound really weird, but just go with it.
You
here.
can see my bones.
Through
Nope.
her skin.
I've
And
seen a
then,
lot of
like,
weird shit.
Yeah. And then, like, you had the scroll in your hand and your bones looked weird. Okay, I'm just, like, putting things together here. And then, like, this is home, but maybe, like, is it maybe not home for the timeline that you remember, but, like, the part that your bones were glowing, like, maybe... Are you now, or have you ever been, like, a god, or like a time-traveling cyborg?
What the fuck is a cyborg? Pardon my Kadeshi. What is a cyborg?
Like, she's part construct.
I mean, I bleed.
Yep. So I think a construct would too with the...
I don't know. You calling me a god makes me feel pretty cool, so let's go with that one.
I mean, your parents are...
I used to be a god. I was a god once.
Deej, is there
No, I
anybody
have no
watching us? Or, like, anything?
Make a perception check.
All right. Let's see how good at this Renaissance is. 13.
Nothing immediately stands out as far as individuals watching you, or something inherently tied to the immediate surroundings that is specifically noteworthy. You do notice at a distance the statues themselves do appear slightly unusual, even for dwarven physiology. There's a certain geometrical architecture to them that catches your eye a little bit. But at some great distance away, there is a much more humanoid-looking figure that seems to be standing up atop a staircase, probably some couple hundred feet away. Does not appear to be moving. Does not appear to be immediately reacting to your presence, so it's difficult to say that they would be watching you as much as they do not appear to be obscuring their presence in any capacity either.
Ellen Echo, I don't mean to cut in, but there's an incredibly real looking statue And if it's not a statue and it's a person, they may have answers.
Should we wave?
I mean, I've never been here, and in my experience with Marith, she's just waving. That's okay. In my experience with Marith and the shit that we've seen, because we've seen a lot of weird stuff. Waving has sometimes been good, sometimes got us into trouble.
Well, I would say
So-
that door opening was quite loud, so it's obvious that we're here. So it's good to be nice. Hi.
All right.
Can you say hi in Dwarvish or something, since that seems to be the language of where we are?
He's pretty far away. You'd have to
Yell it?
yell at her, or we'd have to get closer.
Let's just go that direction.
So the figure doesn't seem to respond to any of your gestures or conversation or anything at all, actually. The figure seems much more akin to a humanoid shape and size statue amid these two other statues more than it does really anything of interactive opportunity. But as you eventually make your way down this relatively gradual slope before crossing a couple separate divisions where the cave floor separates out and actually creates a bit of a chasm. Probably a significant hazard for you to fall into if the walkways and bridge work directly across from them were not so clearly established and put together. But you eventually make your way across to this opposite side after a gradual descent, a small rise, a small fall, and another gradual ascent. Probably within about 30 or so feet of this figure with no notable movement around you to speak of. You do get the definitive impression that this individual is, in fact, a human, probably, of some kind. You see the soft tones of pink flesh, but covered with a bit of a gray spattering, like stone and rock work scattered across or collected over a prolonged period of time.
Hello, possibly a person. We come in peace. I'm gonna come closer now, if that is okay. Please let me know if it is not before I come closer. I'm coming closer now.
Figure does not respond. Okay. You begin to edge forward slowly. The clicking legs of Tidbit's hard metal soles moving up directly next to you. Both of you, more or less at the same time, leaning in to examine this figure. No movement or breath, no semblance of life other than the very obvious visage of a humanoid creature. The head sloped down, some of the beard and facial hair covered in this rocky debris and aged dust. Before you see Tidbit refer to a tried and true method thus far of tapping and poking directly above the knee, and the figure you see snaps up. Oh. And Echo and L, you'd recognize the face of Hubert J. Hobarth. And that's where we're going to go ahead and take our break.
Oh, a first break?
Nope. No. Shut it down. Let's shut it down.
You're just gonna stab his ass right away.
I mean, you can do what it is you have to do, but
You try to blow me up.
I mean,
What did he?
He didn't try to blow you up.
No, that's true.
Well, he did blow
blow
a Renaissance.
a Renaissance up.
That is also fair. Definitely is the thing that happened. Hey,
Yeah, he actually killed that one.
Everybody's favorite Chem. We want to make sure that we give a real quick shout out to It's Them Chem, a wonderful and awesome human being also. But thank you for the community gift sub and the 500 bits. And we're also welcoming
thanks,
awesome something into the Forge fam. So thank you all for your continued support. Right before we got into the last little break there, we're going to take a brief little moment to hydrate, address our self-care needs. Whatever that looks like for you, you should also engage in that as well. We are going to be right back to wrap up the last half, our last 46% exactly of the stream. And we would love to have you back here with us for that as well. So take care of your business. We are going to be right back in a flash, and we will see you soon. And hello, and welcome back. Thank you everybody for hanging and banging with us. We are set to pick up right where we left off and dive into some interesting circumstances in the party's history, as well as perhaps some of L's as well. With that being the case, the party had ultimately found their way somewhere into the northern Maglaces mountain range, teleporting through means not entirely known or controlled, based on coordinates in a map, a item tied to the location, and ultimately a wing and a prayer to some extent. After ultimately finding this wall covered in dwarven runes and utilizing a key to get them inside that had up until this point seemingly served no purpose, L's companion construct Tidbit had been exhibiting some unusual behaviors. Specifically, a unique semblance of increased intelligence or awareness. To that extent, the party moved inwards past the wall, having opened and revealed a small city beyond. A dwarven city, adorned with numerous statues, red metal bulwarks, and a wide variety of standing structures that seem to have fought against the decay and erosion of time. However, upon moving inward, the party found themselves immediately face to face with a strange, unmoving humanoid figure that had a familiar face. The powerful and previously dangerous Hubert J. Hovarth, a magi of some renowned, well-known, and ultimately banished for his experimentation of merging metal and humanoid creature. This pursuit and push towards a abomination of a soldier under the Circle of Steel's banner that saw him ultimately cast out for his experimental ways, now directly in front of the party's magi, L. Renaissar and Echo trailing slightly behind as L and her Tidbit construct companion begin poking this unusual figure. It sprung to life as it lifted its head in some form of generalized surprise. So, party redacted. What happens next?
Ah!
Sure.
Is he constructified?
He does not appear to be.
Does he look threatening? Does he have any weapons or?
You see this large plume of rocky dust and debris scatter off his form as he springs into this semblance of consciousness. But does not seem to immediately offer any hostility. But as you see these eyes slowly open and begin to scan around, these gray, dust-covered eyelashes flittering and kicking off slightly more plumes of debris. Alariel? Is that you?
Oh. Hovarth? Is that you?
Hovarth. Yes. I think it is me. Are you? You?
Are you you? Which you are you? Are you...
Ah, that is a good question. What are you doing here? Have you finally made your way back?
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you finally found it. I worked
Found
long
my
and
way-
hard trying to help you. I feel my connection to the world outside is scattered and broken. And he shakes, and you see this plume of dust kick off him once more. Have you come to find yourself?
I'm gonna look down at Tidbit and look back at Echo and Renaissar and face him again. Yes, I have.
Oh, look at this. And beginning to take these gentle poses, but doing so in a way that's arduous and slow. Tidbit. Your parents were quite right. You are very impressive, Alariel.
Thank you. And I'll feel like a little excited because I remember the first time I met Hovarth and the like hope that I had that he could be like a cool teacher, and then he turned out all creepy, and this feels like he could be a cool teacher instead of just creepy.
If you've come to find yourself, it will not be easy. But I will help where I can. I leave no job unfinished.
Well, thank you, Hobarth.
Ah. Who are your friends?
This is my friend Echo, and this is my friend Renaissar.
It
Echo
feels
and
as though I've met you,
Renaissar.
but I haven't. It's a
Oh,
weird...
I've seen you before, I think. You looked different. Oh, yes. Yes. I've seen you. You've visited me before. Long time.
I don't think so.
Well, not you, but in the same way that Alariel here. Yeah. You do not need to find yourself. You are where you are. Dear Alariel is somewhere else. Come, the fire's yet burn. And turns, and this is clearly not the same Hovarth you recognize from before. Though the physique, voice, mannerisms, everything seems to mirror what you've known, this individual feels older, feels more decrepit, feels run down, much more scattered. Hovarth turns and begins to push down past the open walkway in between statues, leading inward, further in towards the central portion of this scattered city that you see. Come, come, Tidbit, I would enjoy some company. And Tidbit raises up his legs, again matching eye level with you. Al. We are home. We must find you. And Tidbit slowly turns and begins to walk towards this middle ground between you and Hovarth.
Tidbit? Well, you hold my hand.
Turns around and looks at you.
Hold my hand.
You see the crooked smile fold in on itself slightly. Tidbit puts his hand out. Al, I will always be here with you for us to find us. Reaches out to grab your hand before you see Tidbit's form wrap around your body, beginning to surround you in the protection of his armor.
I basically give this nervous face to Echo.
I want to just like quick. I don't really know, but like, does it look and seem very like Tidbit to me? Like that is still Tidbit, right?
Nothing stands
She's
out
got
to you as
them
being
words.
uniquely untoward. There's nothing that would probably stand out to you as being, with the exception of a drastically expansive vocabulary all of a sudden, and L's almost seemingly lack thereof to some extent. Echo, make an insight check.
Ooh.
And I'll say we just actually closed down a hype train at level 2 complete. I'm gonna quick shout out Miss Minikins with the 5 bomb, so you can make this at advantage, was the point I was trying to get around to. Mergs Kurgsy with 662 that time. Okay, thank you. Hey Fabe with the 100 bits to push it forward. Jammy W Thirst with 500 bitos. KJ with the 5 bomber. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crushing it. Austin Toasty 45. Tune in. Thank you for the bits. And Echo, what was your insight check?
26.
So Tidbit is probably putting you off, not insofar as there's anything that is uneasy or unusual about his mannerisms, as much as it seems more so there is a level of consideration and thought. Small ticks and movements more akin to nervous body language that you wouldn't expect to typically see with Tidbit that provide this air of enhanced awareness.
Okay. Okay. I don't. He said we need to find you, right? But you're right here, and he said it to you.
So maybe it's like what everyone's been saying, like, gotta find yourself, the trueness within.
So, while Tidbit seems to have learned a lot of words, I don't know if he's maybe learned that much depth.
Maybe it's just, well, the City of Stars was made by constructs, I'm pretty sure. So maybe there's just some, like, City of Starness that Suddenly teaches him a vast array of vocabulary that I did not program in.
I thought you were going to say that there was a construct version of you down here, and that's what we're going to find.
Or this is where they brought you to heal?
Yeah, I know. I believe that's what they... So, I didn't tell you guys about my... You know when Kavini went poof and Marith went gas? I had this, like... Yeah, I had this, like, dream thingy where I crossed a bridge and there was a construct of me, and she handed me, and I'll pull out the second scroll, this, which is a second scroll, because this is the first one. And in the dream, she handed me this, but then I came out with it. And then, you know, a lot of things happened, so we never discussed it. Like, everything.
What does it say?
It's just more stuff about the City of Stars and, Tier and Astra. I don't remember everything that was on the back.
Okay.
But I will tell you exactly what it was, because Elle certainly remembers.
Because she translated it and wrote it down in 2 other languages probably as well.
It was
She
the
remembered
additional
those
detail
comments.
that revealed the information relating to the City of Stars was part of Tier and Astra's collected information.
Okay. Al, I have the, you know what? I was going to say, it's going to sound like a weird question, but everything right now is really weird. So when you had this dream in the Fae, was it like first person perspective?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when the construct you handed that to you, did it look like Changeling UL, but it was a construct, or did it look like Tidbit, but like you?
It looked like if you were going to make a sculpture of me out of metal.
Okay, so
as
like
I
a
look
Tidbit
right
you.
now. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The curls were really done well. I don't know how you would curl metal like that.
You just gotta heat it. And, you know, anyways, okay, I will cast Locate Object, looking for I'll have it pictured in my head, not having seen what Elle saw, I'm gonna picture like Tidbit's coloring completely, but like if you were to put that on Elle, and I'll be like, something like that.
Okay. I'm gonna say nothing immediately pings on your arcane radar. The specifications or location or existence of such an object is not revealed through the focal point of your arcane lens.
Okay. I'm gonna try one more spell quick. That one just kind of like went poof and nothing really happened. Exact same mental picture. This time I'm going to cast Locate Creature.
Okay. Make a spell casting check for me, please.
Gladly. Move the thing.
Spell casting check.
Yeah. That's gonna be a 17.
Okay. So as the spell begins to bleed from your form, searching the surrounding area for something matching the specifics and articulable details that you can conjure in your mind's eye. You see Elle's form surrounded by this telltale green shimmer. Her distance, direction, and location, though visible to the rest of your senses, also reaching out to you on an instinctual level. This ethereal awareness of her location. and a second pull that brings you deeper into the city.
Okay, L. There's like another U. That way. I don't know how else to say that.
Okie dokie. L's super panicking on the inside, like, I don't know how to take this.
Hovarth, despite his relatively slow speed, is still continuing on and is now probably a good 50-plus-ish feet away.
Can we quick follow the old man?
Is he heading into town?
Yeah, he's seemingly going into the central
That's
area.
where the second U is. He's heading the same direction. Plus, I can keep a point on the second U for an hour now, as long as I'm not distracted. So, yeah, let's follow. He's not going to try and kill us like the other one, right? Because the timeline and...
I don't think so. He seems really slow.
I mean, so did the other one, kind of.
No. I think this is a different timeline, Hovarth, of... He's probably been here for a long time. Did you see that dust cloud?
Yeah,
I'll start
but-
following after Hovarth. Like,
Okay.
wishing
Renitzer
I
and
had a
Echo.
toy I was making.
Are either of you doing anything right away?
I'm following, but I'm hanging back behind everybody, just kind of keeping a note out for if anything pops out or is anything of note.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna, as I do, one hand on the comma, very much concentrating on the secondary L, but like making sure to follow L.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a little metal owl out and hold it in my hands.
Renitzer, do me a favor and make a perception check as you bring up the rear for the group, please. Say that you also will have an advantage at your disposal from the hype train if you'd like to utilize that.
Well, I would. 18.
Okay. So as Elle, wearing her tidbit armor, begins to move forward, Echo slowly trailing, keeping this ethereal sense of self in the surrounding area attuned to this magical concentration, you slowly begin bringing up the rear, and as you are accustomed to doing on previous glass dagger operations and things of that nature, occasionally doing full rotations to take in the surrounding area, stopping and staggering your pacing, ultimately making yourself hard to throw off in terms of when would be a good time to look or not. And as you turn back one time, in one of the small recessed ledges that seems to provide fencing or barricade to one of the buildings, you see this pair of eyes, like large telescopic lenses connected by a metal rod between them. A T-bar of massive binoculars almost following you, and as you quickly snap your head to turn back, you see the two telescopes shake before quickly dropping down behind the wall again. The sound of clanking, like a cupboard full of pots being opened after being stacked off balance, quickly ensues as you see dust and debris kicking up from behind this barricade nearby. Some smallish creature.
How far away?
Construct, object. From you, probably only 30 or 40 feet from behind where you once were.
I'll quickly let Echo and Elle know that I'm going to check on a unique situation. And
Do you need us to come with?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It was more of a curiosity than a threat. I think.
Okay.
And I'll make my way over there just to check it out, Deej, to see. I don't want to follow anything. I just want to kind of go to where that thing was, and I want to make sure it's not like a threat and more of, you know.
Okay. So as you move back, the small open gateway, or what would have probably functioned as a gateway, just stepping beyond the threshold of these large metal-trimmed stone walls outside of this rather beautiful structure. There's probably a 9 or so foot long courtyard that's this pocket of brick, a front lawn of stone, if you will. And you look inside to see this scattering of refuse, debris, thrown away bits, piles of collected rubble and materials, and a shaky, small, narrowed telescope quickly pulling into one of the piles.
I'm not going to harm you if you don't harm me.
Make a persuasion check.
Do we still have advantage?
Well, we've had 2 for the duration of the stream. I'll give you the second one just cause. Kind and merciful.
Okay, good. Because holy shit. 15.
Okay. So, as you begin slowly moving towards this debris pile, the telescope is slowly raising up on this metal rod of an arm, staring at you as you draw close. You then see some of this rubble and debris begin to shift as this quasi-humanoid form begins to move up out of it. You now see this largely sprocketed metal pipe structure in this vague trapezoid shape that resembles a torso. 2 legs made of clearly refined, well polished and smithed metal of some kind, but one of the 2 legs disappearing into this curved plate, something like a makeshift replacement leg, and the left hand of this creature attached is this almost grisly looking hook. The opposite side, no arm below the elbow. Its head is slightly askew, this rod protruding out from what might pass as a neck, providing one of the focal points of its eyes. And draped off its back, the only semblance of humanoid behavior or characteristics, this white-esque cape with slight blue trimming that appears tattered, torn, and nearly shredded. It takes a few slow steps towards you. Telescope kind of zeroing in on you.
I'll bend down and kind of put my hands out to show I don't have anything.
It turns both of its hands over, one missing from the forearm below, the other this savage hook. What are you?
Ooh, that's a kind of a tricky question. I'm a human. I have allergies this time of the year.
I too have allergies.
Yeah, that's kind of good to know, because every now and then I'll just be sitting here and then suddenly it's tears and I don't know why.
This one is allergic to destruction, dismemberment. What is this one's name?
I'm Renisser. It's nice to meet you. What is
You
your
hear
name?
this creak and twist as the hook extends out towards you. I'm not what I am anymore, but this one is Artemis.
Artemis. That's a very pretty name. Are you busy right now? I know someone that might be able to help you.
I have been given help. I am helped. This one has help. You see the telescopic lens vibrate and shake briefly. Are you here to fix it?
Oh, I don't know what that means. We're here with a friend who's trying to find herself.
The lost one is back. Now the city is fallen. The sky erupts and crashes. The sea is dark and black, and I found myself in Rockhide. Oh, this one's name is Artemis.
Artemis, do you want to accompany me and my friends for a little bit?
Company, proximity, togetherness. This one has concerns.
Yeah.
Can you teach me?
I'm sure we can teach you a fair number of things. This one is not concerned.
What can you teach, Artemis?
We could come up with a pretty good handshake.
You see Artemis stare down at the hook and missing forearm. This one lacks tools. I
That's
have
okay.
been put together, fresh, renewed, saved, but missing. This one is missing. We must
All right.
find this one. This one is Artemis.
Artemis, this one would like to help you. Do you mind if I pick you up like a toddler?
I mean, this is your size
Oh,
and
okay.
made of metal, so it's probably
Oh,
going to be largely
okay.
heavy.
I thought, okay. Why were you hiding because of me? Or us, or are you hiding because of other things?
When the sky fell and I came into the wet black, and this one was saved. She was here and also saved, and now must be found again. There is no saving. There is no stopping this one. This one cannot save you.
I don't need saving. I've already been saved. Come with me. My friend can help you, and you can maybe help her find herself here.
Renaissance. You will need saving.
That's your prerogative.
This one will try to save you. Dunk, dunk. And you hear the pointed metal foot followed by the swooping replacement foot tinking off slightly across this very narrowed courtyard, beginning to move up the steps of this structure. This one will listen for the screams, the signs of trouble, the machinations of doom. I cannot learn, not with this one, not with her yet to be found.
I appreciate your assistance.
Goodbye, bye, Renaissance.
You're not gonna come with me?
You are going not to be saved. I cannot help you. I will try. And awkwardly and slowly turns away,
All right.
beginning to
Right, so
almost scurry.
I'll sit there for probably 20 seconds longer than I should. And then make my way back to the group and explain the construct that I met and the wet black and the sky falling and the machinations and
Okay. Elle, as you are catching up to Hovarth, he sees you run up alongside. Oh, both of you. Uh-huh. So, how long have you been without yourself? His feet slowly shuffling.
I don't know. Probably several years.
Oh, yes, I suppose. Huh. Oh, quite right. Quite right. As you see Renisser stop and start to turn back, Hovarth looks over his shoulder. Curious children, are they not?
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. Aliru, you're not
You can call me
just Elle? Alright. Elle? Ariel? I want to help you find yourself. I've lost myself for a while, of course. Not to be found. And your friend found himself, which is good. And finding another that's lost themselves long ago. But he's still very curious. Oh, I forget myself. I'm sorry.
Who's the curious one?
Oh, I took on a number of projects early on to try and fill my time. Since I lost myself, and I felt myself slip away, I feared for the worst. I'm afraid that my knowledge runs loose and free without me. An uncomfortable feeling. In any event, I've been taking very good care of you as best I could.
I appreciate that.
I had to stop. Wait for you to return. I'll need your help.
Okay.
If we are to succeed, I've long since lost the ability to do it my own.
Do what? Do what?
Well,
I'm
to
gripping
find
onto the
you.
owl a little bit tighter. Oh, to find me. To find me or to find the other me? Or to find another other me?
There is no other. You don't be silly, sweet girl. Huh. There is just you. And you are lost, and now we will help you find yourself. The other you. Silly.
Yeah.
Do they know they are here to find you?
They know about as much as I do.
Oh. Well. Do you remember her bringing you here?
Nope. I will be honest, I have no memories of this place.
And as you begin moving through this town further and further, eventually bringing yourself to this separation, this something in the way of a T intersection, but it still is scattered and jutting off. There are no twists or winds or bends in any of these streets, and the architecture itself is beautifully elongated, with each rigid line seeming to hold its direction over the test of time. A display of architectural geometry that makes everything in the city glisten in the softest of light. And as you turn down what could loosely be described as a street, it quickly narrows, this conical formation funneling into something only as wide as a common sidewalk, a few feet across. And directly beyond it, you now see this raw, unrefined rock, this truly cavernous semblance, this visage of organic underground structure. But even from this distance, the interior is illuminated in some unnatural way. The brown and orangish stone seem to shimmer with this red glitter dancing across the flecks of light that you can see. Hovarth doesn't remark upon any of it and doesn't seem to be put off, concerned, or otherwise make note of the unusual shift, not only in topography, but in atmosphere. And as you move in, you begin to see these mine carts full of this red-looking stone. Tracks that are distended and abandoned that begin to stretch down into this cavern like so many roller coasters stacked right next to each other, all heading to some different thrill in their own right. The walls of this cave protruding these red pinions of metallic crimson rock. This loose structure, this unrefined appearance. Dugout corridors supported by crumbling and deteriorating wooden beams, old mining equipment and structure that seems to have withered under time. A stark contrast to this narrow 20-foot long passageway that takes you to another world in some sense. Hovarth looks at you. Well, when she brought you here, she knew it was dangerous. She knew. Your parents wanted to be here, but oh my goodness. They would have perished, guaranteed. She had a chance at least.
Why?
Oh. She helped discover this place. Brought me here as well.
Okay. What helps you survive this?
Because I'm like you. Elle? Ah, well, it's more accurate to say you are like me. I think your friend will be done meeting Artemis about now. Curious things. I'm afraid we'll be able to find you easily, Elle.
Okay.
Just
Is it dangerous for my friends?
Oh, no. Not to be here, no. when they first discovered it, when the mine opened the earth around it, it set this city on fire with a sickness. The heartbeat of every construct that lives takes its blood from the veins of this place. They call this place the City of Stars. Huh? Huh? Isn't that curious? No sky down here. Romanticism to it, I suppose. Your parents asked for a favor from a friend, and that friend asked for a favor, and so on. Tierra Nostra, she brought you here. She knew my work was important. She knew you were important.
How did she know El?
As Echo is just kind of pulling and catching up and beginning to engage in the conversation, Renaissar begins stalking forward, talking about the watery black and the Artemis and the hook and the Skynet and all of the small moving parts that he was able to glean from the conversation with Artemis moments before. Oh, yes. Settle down. He's harmless. Just don't, just maybe don't show it anything violent is all. It
Okay.
learns from example. Now, we have to find your friend, but as I've told our sweet young Illyriel, we will need help. I am unlikely to be of much assistance, I am afraid.
Help? Why?
And how?
Just right this way. You see this scowl, this disappointment, this sadness wash across him for the first time. Slowly, gingerly taking soft steps directly across this extended bridge. This minecart supporting at one point in time pathway that now is on the borderline of at least being questionable. Sees him patty-footing slowly across as he just tries to measure the dozen or so feet to the opposite side. Oh, come along. Come along. He begins moving into a small offshoot of this cave. The wall's still entirely organic, unfinished, unrefined, rubbly walkway covered in scattered stones and a number of angular rocks to twist an ankle or otherwise chuck a great distance were one so inclined. But along the left side of this wall, there is this yellow-like glass, almost golden in its hue. Distended and distorted as if it is extremely thick. The outside of some kind of wine glass with mercury within. Difficult to make out exactly the details of what's inside, but as you begin moving through, the glass becomes slightly more transparent, maintaining this golden tinge. But it opens to a room, finished, machined, refined, carved, finished, put together in a way that is very, very purposeful. Collection of construct components. Tubes filled with various forms of liquid. Some measuring upwards of 8 feet tall and a few feet across. And this room that you now see is expansive 100 foot in each direction, perhaps. In the center of it, this large obelisk-like white container made from some mixture of metal, folded parts, reasonably suspect that it includes some kind of arcane component, but a thin sheet of greenish colored glass lays across the curvature of one side of it. The rest of it, probably no more than 15 or so feet wide, appears flat, like a large table that's a foot thick. But in this tube that hangs off the edge of it, nearly 10 feet tall, the glass itself probably the better part of 5 feet, you see a creature that looks almost identical to L within.
Well, that answers my one question there.
And yes, Echo, this would continue to pull as if the tether of this green arcane aura wanted to pull you directly through the glass. Well, you see, I told you it was easy. There. We found you. Huh. Now getting you back. Not so simple a task, you see. It is, a unique measure, to be sure. I'm gonna have everyone make a perception check for me, please.
$18.
18.
It's a 15 on the die, but I...
So, as you're all staring into this open, expansive area,
Dirty 20.
You begin trying to scan the surrounding area. While it seems like there is a considerable amount of arcane, medical, technological, magi-oriented material that you would recognize from Hovarth's lab, or Renisser would at least recognize from any number of missions he was told not to touch anything that you'd end up finding. There is a considerable collection of advanced material within. From the very far back, this shadowed drop-off of this lowly lit room, you see a similar pair of luminous blue eyes. You see Hovarth lean tight against the glass. Oh, there she is. And as you see Hovarth leaning up against the glass, trying to get a close look, these eyes from the back of the room, moving extremely quick, reveal a humanoid form that is sprinting, lunging forward. And you see this flash of fingers darting across the glass that carve in these streaks, indicating some extremely sharp, diamond-tough material, not able to punch through, break, or otherwise significantly hinder the structural integrity of the glass in front of you, but enough to throw Hovarth back quickly. Ah. Well, she's awake also. Well, you found yourself. Can I interest any of you in helping me get our dear Elle back?
First, who was the...
Elle, for the first time now, you hear this whisper begin to fill your mind. A voice, a familiar voice, but crackly and broken, until you slowly hear it clarify into your own. It's okay, Elle. It's gonna be okay. Tidbit, for the first time, unwraps himself from your form and falls off of you to the same standing height, no longer returning to his shrunken stature. Taps on the glass. Looks over to you. Elle. We are home. Tidbit, enamored with the appearance directly in front of him, pushes his lenses towards the glass. Hovarth turns to you. Are you alright, sweet child?
Sure. Why is Tidbit smart now?
He was always smart.
Why is he more, his vernacular has increased. Why?
Oh, yes, yes, have you sent magic from a distance before? It's difficult to do.
Yeah.
Closer is better. You see, well, I know. And he boops you on the nose softly. In here, there is love, and heart, and passion. And here, there is a soul. In there is a brain. And here, and he taps the top of Tidbit's head a couple times, is the connection. Did you not ever think how you interfaced with a construct via your tattoos, or magic that bonded you together?
I did, but... that makes more sense.
Oh. Sweet child, I created half of those runes myself. And he begins running his finger down the side of your arm. Oh, you've made some adjustments. Goodness. Well, with magic as you bring target and spell closer together, the magic grows. Tidbit now benefits from your soul and your brain.
Just real quick, this is all brand new information to me. All of it, actually. Are you saying that Elle's brain isn't inside of her head? What is happening? What is going? I'm not sure what what is being said here.
Oh,
Are you saying Tidbit's brain is in this L in here, or L's actual brain is in there?
suppose I should have clarified. When Tierra Nostra brought you to us, here, you're already gone. They knew that I had done some experimentation with sentience within constructs. So, organic form to house the soul. A construct to house the mind.
I don't like this
And
shit.
a band-aid to keep you alive, so the two are connected together. Have you ever been apart from Tidbit? There is a reason, sweet child. Memories of you were given the last memory to keep you safe, to let you know how dangerous this world truly is. The rest of it hidden away. And now the hero who saved you, driven mad by the magic that keeps you alive, prevents us from finding you now that we have found you again. And that's where we're going to leave it this week.
Cool.
Okay.
L just not had a brain the whole time. What the fuck?
That's,
No,
you know.
she did, but like,
It was a construct brain. I've got robo brain, guys.
You are a time traveling cyborg.
no, it's still your brain.
I am a cyborg.
It's still your brain. It's just housed in a machine.
Right.
Everything that I thought that I made isn't even me.
Wait, so the real L is in that container that looks like it's. So what is the L in front of us?
No, one has the mind. One has the soul.
Okay, so
I
the
think I'm
real
the
L is
body.
in
Which
front of
one's
us.
the real L?
But you just don't have a brain anymore.
That's
Well,
a
what makes a
paradox.
person real?
I've got a robo brain.
That is an ethical paradox that, you know, but
That's the question.
My
Is
tattoos
the person
aren't my
the id,
tattoos.
or is the person the form?
Did I even make Tidbit? Did Tidbit
No.
make me?
The one you're wearing.
Your construct form made Tidbit.
So
Well, the guy
just
that
to
tried
clarify,
to
because
blow us up put tattoos on you.
It's not the same.
but was
Hover.
that even him?
Yeah.
That well, not just that, but what is that Hovarth still out there? Because he said he didn't have a him, but he lost the him. So that him is out there blowing up other Renaissars and other timelines.
The one with
yeah.
the soul is out there.
Oh my
Mhm.
god. Okay,
So-
but so
Nope.
no, wait.
Nope,
I need
nope,
a clarification, please.
Nope.
I
nope,
want to know if that
nope,
scratchy thing was a different
nope,
person than me.
Nope. Wait, scratchy
I have-
thing.
Not you
No,
know what? We'll
okay.
take-
I just
We're
want to
gonna
know
get-
real quick.
We're gonna.
yeah, we're gonna
Okay, you can tell me later. I am so full of things. I love you guys,
Not a brain. Shit, that's somewhere else.
Oh!
but I got soul. I got soul, people. All right. I might not got anything up here, but I got that soul. And that
Illyrial
love
and the
for you.
JBs.
Woo! Regulators.
Oh, okay.
And then
Nope,
Dennis is
that's
over
not a
here
thing.
with
That's
rhythm, and I got
not
my
a-
man who could ask for anything more. Okay, continue.
Anyways, thank you all for being here with us and for trying to dial in and tune into what is otherwise a very convoluted web of things culminating together, presuming that some of you have been with us for some time. Hopefully, at least the litany of questions that will certainly follow left plenty of answered ones in their wake, but it's not your mind, it's your mind. You know what I mean? What does it really mean to be you? Ask the questions. All right. We are going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all so much for being with us. Thank you to everybody who supported the stream and contributed to our continued efforts to push things forward. If you have not already, please make sure you are jumping into the Free Forge Discord, where there is a stellar community, awesome people, wonderful opportunities and events, literally nachos every single night. They're not provided, but you can have them there and you'll be encouraged. So make sure that you show up, spend some time with some good people, and we'd be happy to have you there. Do make sure you join us again here on Wednesday at 7:30 CST for the return of Stay Alive, which is similar but somehow very, very different from Holding Action.
Similar.
It's similar in the sense that it's on this platform. Yes.
Yeah.
That is how it is the same.
And it's great.
It is pretty good. Do make sure you are joining us, and then we will be back here same time next week, Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard, to pick up with the first of the last remaining 3 episodes of Holding Action. The channel itself, following Holding Action's finale, will be going on a hiatus until the new year. So Stay Alive will not be airing again until January 5th, 8th, one of the two, I want to say. But after the 17th, we will be taking a break to make sure our cast and people supporting the server and the 5th. Thank you, Mindy. We'll be going on a brief hiatus to breathe, spend time with loved ones, as we hope that you all do as well. Thank you all for being with us tonight. Hopefully nobody's brain is too broken. We love you, and until I see you next time, party on.
Push your own buttons.
And he boops you on the nose softly. In here, there is love, and heart, and passion. And here, there is a soul. And there is a brain.